Finally got it back on. I don't know this thing. I'm going to have to read the directions on this thing again. I hope to goodness I'm talking on it. I did that one day and I finished it and I hadn't talked at all. Boy, that was really nerve-wracking. But like I was saying, it was really nice to see all these cousins, meet all these cousins. I don't know if I'll ever see them again, but I'll try. Rita says we should get together this summer, but I'm down at the river. She'll have to come down to the river. I'm going to write her a letter and tell her to come down to the river. Because it's pretty hard to see us when I'm not in town, But I'm not going till June this year if it doesn't warm up. Boy, I was there in May last year, and like I stayed even before the 24th of May, and it was cold. Like even walking around, it was pretty cold. It's not the place to be. Like the beginning of June is a nice time to start going camping. So, boy, my plants are doing good here. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get any more because I'm going to have a nursery. There's violets there. My gosh, there's about 7 different plants of violets, different colors. And when I get seeds, I just throw them in and everything grows. I got something else, and then says, "What kind of a tree is that?" He said, "It looks like marijuana." I don't think it's marijuana. Funny looking tree, but some seeds I had. And the one that I got from you, remember that piece there from your sort of a palm there, some kind of a, whatever it was, that you're throwing, Joe, near the shed? You should see that. That's when I stand up, that's almost up to my chest. Did that ever grow? And then I got the 2 ginger trees, like the one I smuggled in there, and I shouldn't have done that. But from Montego Bay, they're that very nice. The 2 of them, they're almost up to my chest. Like if you put them in big pots, they'd reach the ceiling. They probably have nuts on them too, ginger. See the ginger or nutmeg? I think it's nutmeg. And I got an aloe vera one, which there's so many in the pot that I don't think they can breed. I'll have to separate those. Then I planted all kinds of different little things. I got some bulbs from some things that come up pretty high. They're nice big leaves and colored, but I'm going to take them down, they're all growing. I'm going to put them on the other side of the trailer at the front. Because last year, one side of the trailer, I threw, I guess Anita and Jean thought that my trailer looked kind of dull. They came over with some flowers one day, they went and bought and they planted them in on one end. But I'm going to put those on the other side. But the end of the plant of the flowers, I threw a whole bunch of seeds. I had so many tomatoes last year, you wouldn't believe it, like little ones, but it was so cold they never matured, I got a couple of ripe ones. So I think I'll wait because, like I usually throw tomatoes, like I just take them when we're finished eating them, like they're from gardens, but I take them and I throw them between the shed and Preen's garage. And my gosh, last year we went back there and looked and there was tomatoes growing everywhere. They survived the winter and they're coming up all over the place. I transplanted them and I had loads of tomatoes on it. So I threw lots of them there last fall, so maybe they came up. But I'm not going to start my plants here this year. I'll just use some of those, and if they didn't come up, well, I'll go to a hothouse. I like a couple of plants of tomatoes around. Like I always have green onions and a little bit of lettuce here and there, Something you can go out and get. So, anyway. Last year was so cold, nothing was nice. Like the flowers aren't nice. I had lots of hummingbirds, though. I had 3 pots of that liquid stuff there, food for hummingbirds hanging about. Gosh, if you don't watch, they take off your head. They're all over the place. Are they ever cute when the little babies come? Like they're sitting all over the place. Like we used to have them one right under the awning, like at the trailer. But holy jumping, you're sitting there to dive bomb you over the head. So I had to move them to some other places. Like I moved some at one end of the trailer. You can see them when you're sitting at the kitchen table in the trailer. They put one on each end, and you can see them eating, Oh gosh, they're cute little things, aren't they? Between them and the squirrels there and different things, and I don't like the raccoons though. Jim tries to catch all those, and the skunks, and we called him the skunk, I thought it was a cat, and then the skunk, I told you about the skunk wanting to come and play with me and Jean and her cat, started right across, the little baby skunk started across, coming right towards us, because we were playing with Jean's little black cat, We had him on a rope, because he runs away on her. And this little skunk was coming right for me. I guess it wouldn't do anything too much to you when it's that small. I don't know. You can catch it and take it and get it done, and you'd have a real good pet. I could take this skunk, out on a rope, up the road and everything. I'd have all the neighbors, people running away. I gotta go for a minute. I can never find this other button. Boy, when you get a new tape recorder, it's really something, you know. It took me a while to get used to it, and now I can't even find a button. Well, it's here somewhere. Oh. Well, I'm walking more now because it's walkable. I'm telling you, some days they're not good for me to jump about. 3 inches, well, 5 inches. Trying to get over sidewalks of snow. That wasn't very good, but I'm walking more now, and it's really nice out. I think that sun, oh, I hope that sun stays. But I hate to think what we might get pretty soon there before the end of the month. I think we might be in for another storm. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. So how's your exercise coming, Joan? You said you were swimming more, and I don't know, I'm supposed to go up there, but I never find myself going down. Like I'm supposed to do these for fibromyalgia. A lot of people said that they were sore after and more miserable. I know if I overdo it, like if I walk too much and different things, like I'm so sore. So I know my limits, eh? But then when we were down at Rideau Center, like for the carnival, I don't know if I told you over the letter that I wrote. That had this store on a corner, like so many, like there was people in there, and people were standing out all over. I said, "Man, I got to see this." So we stopped, and they were carving chocolate. Like they didn't put no sugar in it or anything like that. It's just chocolate stuff. Because they were making carvings. Like some were ladies dressed up, and some were animals, and some were fish. It was all carvings out of chocolate, and they had this great big tarpaulin on the floor, and chocolate chips all over, like, you know, because they were beautiful, beautiful carvings. And then at another counter, they were giving away real chocolate, like. But I said to Len, "Can you imagine standing in that line for chocolate, like free?" And Len says, "No," he says, "but a lot of people do it." So we went around another corner, and they were giving away cake. Like people were lined up for cake. And I said, "No way." I said, "I'm not that fond of cake." But I said, "I'm not going to stand here for that." And then we went around another corner, and there was only a few people standing there. So we got a piece of cake. Like the first place they were too big anyway. These were smaller. And it was a good cake. Like I don't like cake too much, but it was very good cake. And then the punch bowl had ran dry, and he said, "We'll give you some punch in a minute." Like it wasn't punch actually; it was real orange juice. And I said to Len, "Well, let's go back for some." "Oh no," Len said, "We'll go somewhere for a drink," because we had to get back in the lineup. So that cake was very good. There was always something going on. So I don't know. Did I tell you about the talent? Like I don't know if I told you about the talent that's going on down there. No, it was teenage talent, eh? We went down last Sunday, and there was this teenage, like they had a platform up in the teenage talent. Like they come up and go up and do things. They dancers and different things. They're all teenagers. Some would get up and make funny noises on a thing, like songs. But they were really good. And one couple got up, and could they ever sing? I said to them, "Now, they're good singers." And then there was this little girl. She got up, and she started to sing. And she looked just like, well, she was the picture of Whoopi Goldberg, you know. She looked just like her. And, but she was only about 14, 15, eh? But she sang vocal. Oh my goodness, I couldn't get over it, singing. I said to Len, if she keeps that up, well, she must have had training. But if she keeps that up, she's going to go somewhere because she's a real good singer. They had this other little girl before her, but she sang nice, but it was a different kind of singing, eh? But this one here looked like Whoopi Goldberg. I loved her singing. So everybody really, really clapped. She came in, she was one of the winners. And some kid got up and sang something about a bridge or something. But was it ever good? Like for young kids, they're really good. So, but I'd seen them, like one day I went down on a Friday, like I went to some shopping, but I didn't have time. Like that's when they were just picking out the best ones, eh? I just stopped for 1 second, and there was some guy singing a cowboy song, Yodeling Away. I thought, oh well, I left. But some of the others, like I said, I was listening, but I was too busy shopping. That's what I went down for, to shop. But on Sunday we saw the ones they picked for the winners, so it was the last day of it, so that was very good. I thought that was really good. And then, was it the next day, on Monday, we went down to Carlingwood. Carlingwood is Or you go down this other way, like out of town, like towards down that way, and went to Carlingwood and walked around. They want to enlarge that, and the people are fighting like mad because they don't want any enlargement because it'll be almost in their driveways, and they have a lot of kids around there. I don't think it's right, to bring all this stuff in. It's just like they're trying to bring these big bridges in Ottawa there. From Quebec, they're bringing a new bridge for the people to go to work. Make another bridge right through, and the 17 peoples will be taken out of their homes to make this and different things. And then the other people says, like, this is a lot of kids around here, like, and they don't want a highway right at their door. And then one man said, well, you should see them going to work, one person to a car. Well, I think if they pooled and went in, they wouldn't need all these cars, and you wouldn't need a bridge, But tell them that, So anyway, let's see what else I got to say. So I guess Lewis, you'll be going fishing soon. Getting probably have all your fishing tackle ready there. And all the kids go fishing, like Kyle, Nathan, and Jeffrey, and Joan, trailing behind. I guess you do go fishing with them, Joan, when you have time. You're a pretty busy woman, Are you driving the car? I don't know if you're driving now. I know Jean drives, but geez, it was scary going with Jean. She can't see, She won't go out at night because she can't see. She finally admitted it. Her eyes are so bad, I don't know, I said to Anita a couple of times there, she missed stops there and she ended up on the one way with me. Holy mackerel, Ben says, don't go, you're going to get killed. I said, well, to watch myself, boy. Like one time I had to tell her, don't go, Jean, there's one coming from your right. And he's coming straight through. I didn't see him, she says. I'm saying, oh, that'd be great, All of a sudden he's on you, bang. It's scary. I need to scare to ride with her. It's really funny. Okay. I want to tell you some of these names, because I had to get up and get it, like Joseph Parson, born May 12, 1905. He died July the 12th, 1978. He was one of Dad's brothers, He married a Janine Cloutier. And their children were Margaret, that's Margaret, Paulette, that's the one that was sitting there talking, Suzanne, and Diane, she's a cute little girl, Diane, and Michelle. Oh, Michelle, Michel. He died October 24th, 1975. That's when the kids died. And then there was one of Daddy's brothers, and there's another one here, Isidore. We used to call him Kaiser, I never knew him by the name of Isidore. I always called him Kaiser. And he married Marie-Ange Latulippe. Oh, that's French. So that's all this French comes in, And the children were, I met this one, Roger, Robert, Raymond, they were all there, Germaine, Maurice, Marcel, Claude, Jean, I guess, G-A-N-N-E, Richard, Harvey, Marlene, M-A-R-L-E-N-E. So they had, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 kids. And the top one, that's Isidore, Kaiser. And Joseph, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Lena's busy now, so we finally found out this. We didn't want when they were married or all this stuff. Because we just want to go into the Parsons family tree, these are my first cousins, So we didn't want the date they got married and born and all that, just their names, So we're going to put that in. Because Len's getting on pretty good now with the family tree. He's going to have it done someday. Probably get you a copy. Because he's going to have one for Agnes, there's lots of other stuff, So we have that great, on my side, on my dad's side, a great grandfather. He came from England, So his father was a Somerset house, a manor house from England, in England. So there was actually one too. He was a coach on the back of the Queen's carriage, and that was true because they were talking about it. And they were also talking about this one, of Manor House, but he was a minister. But he was of Manor House. So Rita was going around there. I gave Rita the copy at the wait there, and oh boy, she says, I didn't know we had people like that. And I said, oh yes. You never know, I said, you might be related to the Queen. Len looks at me when I say that. You just never know. But anyway, because I was reading a true story like about kings and different things, like, and in this book, like it was all King Henry and all them, like way back, and in it there was all these manor houses, and these manor houses were where they went to stay overnight and slept there, like, and different things, and ate there too, stayed there. So there was quite a few of those manor houses. So I don't know, I used to tell them that, and he used to say, oh, well, you cut that out, but it's true. I wasn't fooling. So we found that one anyway, and Lawrence got us that paper with that on it. So we got quite a bit of information now, but we're not going to go back there further than that. I mean, that's it. Like, you know, to make these things. You could be doing it forever. I think I'm choking. There was this lady coming down the street. Len and I, on Monday, we come back from the radio center. I don't always walk. It depends on what it's like out. It depends how tired I am. We walk up and take a bus back, but then we walk both ways. But she was coming behind us, and I was in a puddle of water. It was an awful puddle of water, and I was trying to get over it. She scared the devil out of me. She started shouting, you know. Oh boy, the words that came out of her. She just turned around, but she didn't really see the people. I think she's right off her block. But the things that came out of that mouth, like, I couldn't believe it. Len says, yeah, and you better get out of the way too, because she decides to suck you one, she'll hit you. So I said, my gosh, there's a lot of those on the street. I can't get over it. And panhandling too, like, you know, like looking for money, like they're every corner, like they're trying to take them off, But, oh boy, the words that come out of that woman's voice, you know. He looked right at this man, and she said something, and you should have seen the look on his face. It wasn't very nice what she said, but, you know, pay attention to people like that. We have one in the building here, she's upstairs. She's a great big girl. And they got her quite sedated now, because I met her yesterday going out the door. And when she's sedated, like, she's quite happy. Like, she just loves you, and hello, how are you, and all that stuff. And boy, but when she gets nasty, you get out of the way. Boy, and says she's a different day when she gets like that. I said, oh yeah. I said, I just say hi and move on, But sometimes she's so happy, but you could tell she was on something, because she was stuttering and all that stuff, Got her quite sedated, but there's so many people like that around. Some of them are scary, I'll tell you. Like, they're not, they say, oh, you don't be scared of some people like that, but I don't know. Wow. There's another one, I don't know, I think she was the one who jumped over the bridge down there. You know, they found her dead, like in the water. She was the one that used to scream, stand up there and scream at everybody. Like, honest to goodness, they should be in some homes somewhere. I don't really know. But they should be somewhere, like, not walking around like that. So I guess I'm nearing my end here. We're thinking of getting a cabinet, like, but everything's so darn expensive with that GST on it there. It's getting ridiculous. All those taxes. I wonder what this... We're thinking of getting one of these cabinets, like to put a TV and a recorder and all the tapes on it. And he's looking for one too. But I don't know. We'll have to look around. But then we have no room to put anything else anyway. But I don't know what's going to happen with this government here. I don't think anybody's going to be voting Conservative. I don't know. What a mess, I don't know. We're so glad this. So we don't have to look at Mulrooney's face anymore. I don't know. What a character, God. What a person. And you know, he bought himself a house, I guess you saw it on the news, At one place there, I don't know where it is. Not far from where he was. He bought himself a great big mansion there and worth millions. Next to this other guy that has a mansion worth millions. Boy, oh boy, eh? It's nice to be on the money, eh? Boy, he made a lot of that off of us, I guess. And he made a mess of the country. So I'm not going to stay too long because I want to get these. I'm not going to finish this because I want to get those tapes. Unless I put something on here. I put a little story for the kids on. That's what I'll do. Okay. I'm going to read a favorite poem for the kids. Now. Up the airy mountain, down the rusty glen, we dared go a-hunting for fear of little men. Wee folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and white owl's feather. Down along the rocky shore, some make their home. They live on crispy pancakes of yellow tide foam. Some in the reeds of the Black Mountain Lake, with frogs for their watchdogs, all night awake. I on the hilltop, the old king sits. He's now so old and grey, he nigh lost his wits. With a bridge of white mist, Columbus scarcely crossed on his stately journeys from Sillinglede to Ross's, or going up with music on cold starry nights to sup with the queen of the gay northern lights. They stole little Bridget for 7 years long, and when she came down, her friends were all gone. They took her lightly back between the night and morrow. They thought that she was fast asleep, but she was dead with sorrow. They have kept her ever since, deep within the lake, on a bed of flagged leaves, watching till she wakes. By the craggy hillsides, through the mosses bare, they are planted thorn trees for pleasure here and there. Is any man so daring as dig them up in spite, he shall find the sharpest thorns in his bed at night. Up the hairy mountain, down the rushy glen, we dared go a-hunting for fear of little men. Wee folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and white owl's feather. This was written by William Maligan, was born in 1825 in Ballyshannon in County Donegal, Ireland. For most of his life he worked as a custom officer, for he always loved literature and the Irish peasantry. He wrote The Fairies of Killingbird in 1840 and published it in his collection, Poems, in 1850. The poem mentions places that he had loved, and it is based on Old Island song that was adapted in Scotland to the Jacobite cause. Isn't this cute? This is the Mouse's petition. Oh, hear a pensive prisoner's prayer for liberty that sighs, and never let thine heart be shut against the wretch cries. For ere forlong and sad I sit within the wire grate, and tremble at the approaching morn, which brings immediate fate. If heard thy breast with wisdom glowed, and spurred a triumph's chain, let not thy strong oppressive force, O free-born mouse, detain. O do not stain with guiltless blood thy hospital hurt, nor triumph thy vials betrayed, a prize so little worth. The scattered gleaming of a feast my frugal meal supply, but if thine unrelenting heart that slender boon deny, the cheerful light, the vital air, our blessing widely given, let nature, commoners enjoy the common gifts of heaven. The well-taught philosophic mind to all compassion gives, cats round and whirl an equal eye, and feel for all that lives, intellectual family. When she was 2 years old, she could read as well as most adults. This was a little girl called Anna Latina Barbu, born Anna Aiken in England, 1743, was an outstanding child in an intellectual family. When she was 2 years old, she could read as well as most adults. When she was 15, her father was appointed to Warrington Academy in Lancashire. When Anna was encouraged to write poetry by Joseph Priestley, the man who discovered oxygen, at that time a tutor in classic. The Mouse petition was written after she discovered a mouse caught in a trap. The mouse had been confined there by Dr. Priestley, who was making one of his many experiments with different kinds of animals, published in 1703. I thought that was really cute. But I don't know, it's pretty hard to understand that one. I don't know. I found it hard to understand. So I'll have time maybe for another little story. I don't know if I can find one. Well, I don't think Grampy won't be around because I want to mail this, so I never got him to talk on it, but the next one I make will get him to talk on it, okay? I wanted Grampy to say a few words, but he doesn't like talking on tapes, you know. I don't know if you like that little verse, the last one. It's about a mouse, but it's a little bit complicated. But if Kyle and Nathan there, I don't know if Jerry listens to them, but if they like those stories, I can make another one, you know. I got lots of them. I have a lot of those around. So I think I will close off now, and I hope everybody's okay, and just hoping it gets warmer out. Oh, to enjoy the weather, sit outside in that nice sun. I guess all you people will be glad to do that too, eh? So, and how's all your friends, Joan, Nancy and them? Everybody's fine, I hope. I hope she's over a cold. I hope not everybody's got a cold. You know, there hasn't been very many, I don't know about up there, but there hasn't been any bad flu. There's just so many. I haven't heard of much bad flu around this year so far. I don't know if it's because of the cold winter or what. Maybe it comes in strains, eh? Like next winter will be bad, and this winter wasn't very bad. Of course, I got a shot, but I think it made me feel sick half the time. But it just protected me against one bad flu, like it didn't protect me against all the other ones. But I never got any anyway. Actually, I never even got a bad cold, but right now my throat's sore. But that's usual. But anyway, I'll say goodbye now. I hope you can bear through all this, what I've been talking about. I don't know. So, oh, and thanks for the pictures anyway, because you know that picture there, Mr. Chown wants to see it, so of Jeffrey with his 45-pound fish there, whatever it is, salmon. Mr. Chown, Anita's the lawyer she works for, he wants to see this fish, so I have to take it next time I go, so you can see Jeffrey with his fish. I don't know, I should get an enlargement made of that one right off the picture, because that's really a nice picture. Quite a big fish. Boy, he looks like he had a hard time holding that up. I guess it's easier to bring it when you bring it out of the water, eh? Like Len has the other picture on the desk there, the one years ago, remember, with the salmon? But I don't think it was quite that big. Like Jeffrey and Nathan and Kyle are outside near the house there, and Jeffrey standing on top of the picnic table with it. Like Jeffrey was smaller, eh? It's quite a big one there, too. So I'll say bye for now, and I want to get this ready to mail it, like, because I got little boxes in there. So I'll say goodbye till the next time, and everybody behave themselves. All you boys behave yourselves, or our grandma will be up there if you don't. Okay, bye now. I don't think you even got anything.